should be able to spin back around and look at me after you come up. Come right up. Pull on that lever a little harder.
There's a feeding trace or something right there, a little bit left over.
There's lots of little tracks here.
Yeah. Looks like that grain size is a little bit thicker right here than we were seeing earlier as well.
Yep.
Okay, that's good. Trying to spin around now.
Roger. Adeline is getting thrown around a little bit.
Yeah.
But the little bits and pieces of seagrass are everywhere.
Yeah. It's common. I keep thinking I'm seeing little fish and realize it's just a piece of eelgrass.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you're going to have to come back down a few meters. We'll get it here sooner or later. Chris, you can move the boat if you're not already.
Yeah, wait on 1 second here.
But they have it.
You can click it all the way around, Jaden. Bring your little dot right over Herc's compass. There you go.
Has anyone tried eating sea cucumber?
Not me. Well, that's not true. Once I ate it on a camping trip in Mexico.
Oh, nice.
It was pretty tasteless. Have you eaten them?
Yes, it's very common here in Palau.
Ah.
You guys should try it before you leave.
How do you prepare them?
We eat it raw, right? Mix it with
Sorry,
some
what's the
lemon.
question?
Eating sea cucumber?
Oh yeah,
Put some lemon
depends
on
on the
it,
species. You eat it, you eat the meat
head
raw
back
or
over
the
to the wall
intestines
here.
or both.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, so for the hairy grayfish, you eat the meat. The curry fish, sea cucumber, you eat the intestines. And the sandfish, sea cucumber, you can eat both the meat and the intestines.
Huh.
And mostly raw.
And mostly raw. So
Yeah.
what does
Very
it taste
good.
like?
Bridge nav, 20 meters.
Is it really
Tastes,
salty?
yeah, it tastes
305.
salty. It's a little crunchy, depending on how you process it. Because if you sort of massage it well enough, it becomes not as hard to chew. But yeah, it's a little crunchy. The intestines are slimy. I don't really like those. Those are a little too much for me.
Push in
But
on
yeah, the meat is pretty
cucumber
good.
there.
Huh.
Yep.
So is there a place where we could get this if we went to a restaurant in Palau?
Not a restaurant, but it's usually sold in the stores as like just local foods that are sold by women farmers.
Okay.
in the
So,
fridge
yeah.
section.
Usually in the fridge section, it's in like a little Ziploc.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly it's the gray hairy fish, sea cucumber. That's the one that's chopped up and it's black and white. So that's the one that's good.
Okay. So I got to try.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. Thanks, Dan.
Okay.
Okay, that was
So this is another type of sea cucumber. I think our 4th or 5th different type for the dive.
So we're
you can
right
see
at
it was kind of
we're
disturbed
right
there
at
when we
30
first
meters there, Jaden, and I just felt a
came up.
little
It kind of
tug.
obviously felt our
So at 30
pressure
meters,
wave
that
and
20
reacted
meter
a little bit.
delta's right at the end of our leash. Atlantis maybe going to bounce a little more now.
Okay.
So yeah, that 20 meter delta, if I'm stretched out, if I get closer, like, you know, if I'm back at, certainly at 10 meters, we need to be like 25. My bad.
And there's a commercial fishery, right, for the sea cucumbers for export as well in Palau?
Right now, the export is banned.
Oh, okay.
So it's only eaten locally. Yeah, and there are no Only marine protected areas are what helps with the population, but with harvesting and eating, there's no regulation or system to manage the catch.
Okay.
So from the sound of your voice, it sounds like a number of people think maybe there should be, or not. Is it good? Is it okay without management?
No, because many of the women fishers that only rely on sea cucumber harvesting for an income have been impacted by, like, there's not enough sea cucumbers to collect.
Oh, okay.
So lots of the women fishers have had concerns, and many of them would want to see some policies or regulations to help with probably harvesting, as well as for them to farm sea cucumbers so that they can also replenish and have their own market. But
Interesting.
yeah, with the process of farming, it's still, so Bureau of Aquaculture, as well as
Zoom in there for us.
Palau Community College, Cooperative Research and Extension's hatchery, they both have been working on spawning sea cucumbers to be able to
the
farm,
lasers on
and it's
too?
still a work in progress.
Sorry?
Are the lasers on?
Yeah.
No.
Can you turn them on? Gives Amber a reference to zoom into.
Here's another brittle
I'll
star.
go back wide again.
What's the difference between a brittle star and a sea star?
We'll do these flying zooms, Amber, and you can zoom into just the lasers are at the top of the screen, so they can still get a.
Yeah.
They're taking stills. They get a judge.
So brittle. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, you go for it.
I was just saying, brittle stars. Broadly, actually, this is not a brittle star, is it?
This looks like a
It's
sea star.
No, it's a sea star.
Yep.
So
come down 5
brittle
meters
stars have
for me.
segmented arms, and they have a defined
Come
central
down 5
disc.
meters.
Yeah.
And the arms generally don't taper as much. They're pretty uniformly
Bridge
thickness
nav,
along their
30
length.
meters,
But the
305.
segments and the defined central disc are the kind of easiest way to tell them apart.
I've always seen just the black brittle stars, always in the seagrass, kind of
Yeah.
moving around.
Yep.
We just keep getting fooled today.
Yeah.
Can't tell our echinoderms apart.
Chris would make much fun of us.
I got
This is
yanked
definitely
there.
an
That's why I
echinoderm
come down.
vibe so
There
far.
was yanks Herc away, and then
Yes, the deposit feeders are happy with all this detritus.
So one of the really interesting things about trenches is that you have these steep sides like this, and the detritus and the mud builds up on these walls. And you can kind of see it. It almost looks like it wants to just fall off the wall. And trenches form when one of the Earth's tectonic plates dives beneath another one. And that process, if the plates slip suddenly, causes earthquakes. And we know this from other trenches. When you get these earthquakes, tons of the mud will fall off the sides of these little cliffs like we're seeing here and just avalanche downhill to the bottom of the trench. And when that happens, it brings all kinds of organic material, basically food, with it. It's food that's accumulated much higher up in the trench suddenly finds its way very, very deep in the bottom of the trench. So the trenches are one of the only places in the world's ocean where there can be more food the deeper you go. Everywhere else, there's less food the deeper you go because you're getting farther and farther away from the sunlit surface waters
Amber,
where all those
for a zoom
phytoplankton are growing.
Zooming.
Is this a sea anemone?
Oh, that's cool.
Probably too deep for a cup coral.
Still getting
Alright,
a little
we're
tug
good,
there.
thanks.
Roger, okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
coming wide.
You want me to come down more?
No, we need to wait for the boat.
All right.
Boat's coming.
The boat's coming, but Atlantis not.
Might be the first Nidarian of the dive.
Bridge nav, 20305.
I have a question. So, are there corals? How come we haven't seen much corals? Or have we?
That's a great question. So that's kind of one of the things we're trying to figure out is what controls the distribution of corals. And we know that depth is one of the major factors that structures deep sea communities, and different corals have different depth ranges. So there are ones that we might expect to see this deep, but many of the different coral groups that we've seen on some of our other dives, those we tend to only see in shallower water. And for some groups like the
Wait, no, look at
scleractinians,
this.
the hard corals,
There.
they're limited by the chemistry of the
Push in a bit there
skeletons.
for us,
They
Sam.
can't form down
Yeah,
here.
push it in.
So lasers
But
are right on.
we may also be in an area where the food
Ooh,
supply
what
is
do we
not
have
great
here?
enough. What is that?
I'm not sure yet.
Hermit crab?
What?
What?
It's a crab.
Is
What's
it
why is the shape like that?
maybe it's a decorator with
I'm-
a piece of wood?
Thinking, yeah, something with like a homolid carrying a piece of wood.
Wow.
I've been watching it for a couple minutes and I keep like, is that moving? Is that not moving?
Is it using it as protection?
Yeah,
Wow.
totally.
That
It's
is
carrying its
so
own.
Wow.
cool.
That's neat.
That is the best camouflage.
Yeah.
It really is.
And what for? We're so deep, nothing's gonna, yeah, wow.
Interesting.
There's just so much there's so much terrestrial plant matter and shallow water plant matter. It's
Yeah,
amazing
that's
how it's all accumulated down here.
That is
to
the
the point
best
where-
camouflage crab I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay, go wide ticks.
Look at all the leaves and the sticks and everything. It's just
Do you have time for
incredible.
a quick zoom in there under that rock? I think there's another anemone under that overhang.
Push in there.
Okay, pushing in.
Yep, got some long tentacles.
There's a, what's the little
Keating
swimming?
nath.
Is that a Keating nath?
Yeah,
Yep, you're
you
right.
can see the tail.
Sorry, a what?
A Keating nath or arrowworm. It's generally a
Oh, come on,
predatory group of, I forget where it nests in the rest of the food chain right now, or the rest of the hierarchy right now, but
It's its own phylum.
its own phylum, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Dan. I realize not teaching classes right now that like a lot of the basic biology and broader stuff is not something I access. My brain doesn't think about it every day because I'm not like teaching class, teaching students, and I'm realizing it's getting harder for me to remember some of those really basic things.
Yeah, use it or lose it.
Totally. Ready for another
Eel,
move.
fish.
Oh, yeah, you're
look at
pretty
that.
strung out.
There's an
Yep.
eel.
Okay.
All right, keep it moving, otherwise
Okay.
we're never going to get there.
Yep.
We're going to have probably 50, 60 meter layback.
Bridge nav, 30305.
If we can get a zoom on fish.
Roger. So go ahead, Amber,
Okay.
push it a bit.
How long do we think this eel is? So we've got 10, 20,
40 centimeters, maybe?
40 centimeters.
50?
So it looks like a Synaphabranchid.
This looks a lot like Brevidorsalis. But I can't see necessarily that dorsal fin. You get a better view of it?
Yeah, working on it.
It's the transition from dorsal fin to head is very, very subtle. This is a problem we ran into with our baited camera videos, is to identify these Synaphabranchid eels, you have to look at where the dorsal fin starts.
Okay, pushing
And
a bit more.
oftentimes it's hard to tell, even with this, zoom. Even with the zoom in, it's hard to see.
No, the dorsal fin goes way farther
Oh,
forward.
yeah.
It's not Brevidorsalis.
Not Brevidorsalis. So that leaves, what are our other options? Apodus?
Well, look at the jaws. Is it an
Yeah.
Iliophene or is it a Synaphabranchian?
So the Synaphabranchids have an underbite, right? And
Yeah.
he has an overbite. This eel has an overbite.
Are those scars on it?
Yeah, they look like it.
Yeah, do you see the snout comes out over the lower jaw?
I'm not getting a good view myself. I'm not
Oh.
sure.
Another Xenophire. It also kind of looks like this eel has a full stomach.
Very much so.
So what's the thought on the kind of scarring on it? You think that's other eels, or is that rooting around in the rocks?
Don't know. We see it on quite a lot of the eels. But I'm not sure how they get it.
All right. Do we need any other visuals on this one, or shall we continue on?
Continue on.
Bridge nav, go ahead and add another 30.
So Harold, you thought that the lower jaw was shorter, that it had an overbite?
I think I got a pretty good view, and it looked a bit shorter.
I would
Okay.
concur.
So that's probably then going to be Iliophis or one of those genera.
Come up,
Roger.
come up a bit there to the tether. You're going to see the top of the tether.
Another sea cucumber there we just passed.
Up to your left, try and keep the eye on that tether for me.
Roger.
And Herc, yeah, that's a good view there. So good.
Oh,
Ooh,
yet
let's look
another
at that.
one.
Let's look at that one.
This one's a bit more chunky.
Push in a bit there, Amber, as I come in. Try not to blow him off the cliff here.
Whoa.
This is an elpidid of some kind.
Elpidid?
Elpidid sea cucumber.
Oh.
Could be in the genus Amperima, but I'm not sure. Beautiful.
Okay, time to go. I gotta get up to the northwest here.
Are those ones swimmers, Jeff?
They are.
There's an almost green piece of plant debris there.
Leaves.
A lot of this stuff looks pretty fresh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shockingly so.
I wonder if it's from some of the weather we had.
That's true. They did have a pretty good couple-day blow. Would have.
What's that white thing on the kind of middle right? Is that just a piece of rock?
Push in there, Amber.
Okay, zooming in.
Bridge, go ahead and add another 30.
Looks like a sponge almost.
Yeah.
Just a very round carbonate rock.
Hmm.
Eh. I think that's a sponge. No?
I'm going with sponge-shaped rock.
Or pumice? I don't know. Not probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, interesting. I almost feel like the rock to the right looks more actually like demo spongy.
Yeah, the rock to the right I think might be a dead sponge or a demo sponge.
But no, I'm with Harold. I think it's a rock.
Okay.
So do we need to poke it to settle this argument?
Nah,
Let's keep going.
Right.
I don't want to lose the momentum of stopping the ship.
You wouldn't have to stop. I could poke on the fly. I do need to be, I'm getting behind the curve here. I need to pick up the pace a little bit.
There'll be plenty of other things to poke later.
We're going to scoot up here to the northwest a bit. Is that another rock sponge there?
Yeah, kind of looks like it.
Jeff, do you want to keep kind of hanging out on the interface between the rock and the sediment, or do you want to go out and be kind of in the sediment more? Okay.
I think this way we kind of maximize the diversity of organisms we're likely to find, because we will see both soft sediment animals and potentially hard sediment animals.
Sounds good.
Hard rock animals.
I like the sonar there. red walls of death on both sides.
Walls are closing
Right in the middle.
Yeah, they really are.
And we have 1 PSI in the
Use the
comp.
force, Dan. Use the force.
Inch is as good as a mile, right?
Yeah, we still got that 1 PSI, Jaden.
Yes, we do.
Let's yeah, keep the keep that view for a while for me. I think it's trending flatline, which is a good thing.
Bridge nav. Go ahead and add another 30.
Another cucumber.
It's a crab or no, just leaf.
This
The
looks like
crab leaf.
another one of these sea cucumbers we saw earlier.
It
Yeah.
could be a crab
Well-pitted.
packing a leaf.
Yeah,
Well,
Amperima or
it's-
something like that.
Should take highlights of the cucumbers because our video production manager just loves cucumber highlights.
They are adorable.
I got the highlights. for
It's
the sea
his favorite.
cucumber. They're my favorite too.
We had a series of dives where it's like the only thing we saw was cucumbers. We had lots of cucumber highlights. And a lot of mud. That's kind of how they roll, right?
Yeah, with
Hey, a
such
fish.
fish where?
Is that not a fish? I'm seeing things.
All these leaves and blades of grass. They look like fish.
Yeah.
Oh,
What was
There's
that?
a
Had
jelly on the window.
jelly in the corner. Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Snuck up on us.
Oh.
Oh.
Don't get too close.
Getting blown around in the thruster wash.
No, my hands are not anywhere near the controls. It's there in the
Yep.
still cam.
Grab the still of it.
There it is.
Push in a bit there, Amber.
Okay, pushing in.
I don't know if it'll focus, but
That's good, thanks. Beautiful. I think, look how well Herc behaves when it plays itself.
are we thinking Hydromedusa, Skyphomedusa?
I can't tell.
Yeah, all of our guides are for the benthic animals, but of course there's plenty of midwater things because the seafloor intersects the midwater, and we get passersby like this.
All right, I think science is happy.
Roger, moving on.
Bridge nav. Let's do 50 meters.
Chris is going big, going for the big steps.
Don't make me go crazy and crawl in a line.
Commit. So do the walls converge up here? Or
I think it just kind of flattens out. You
Alright.
can see the terrain flattens out here.
Roger. Well, that's not going to be any fun.
If we had an orbit, we could look.
Oh, yeah. Have you checked lately?
I checked, yeah. There was some talk about putting orbit on Argus. But
That would be really hard because Argus is in San Pedro.
yeah,
Atalanta.
Atalanta.
Argalanta.
Yeah, it would be sweet to put it on Atalanta.
We would just get tether in the image, which is the only problem, but we could do some work to filter it or whatever.
Yeah, I have that 360 camera thingy on
Yeah.
my motorcycle, and I don't see the stick at all in the video.
Yeah.
How's that work? It's like magic.
Imaging magic.
Having an orbit on Atalanta would be scientifically really interesting.
Yeah.
I would definitely be pro that in the long run.
Yeah, the problem is we need a lot better nav sensors on Atalanta if we were going to do that. So it wouldn't be just a matter of putting an orbit on there.
Need
We'd
a
have
INS on it, too?
Yeah, yeah. I was talking with Jonathan about doing that. He was interested in doing that for fusion with his photogrammetry.
Come up, come up, come up.
He gets another coconut.
There's another coconut.
We could get, if we got a sweeping sonar, steerable transmit beam, scan the whole area repeatedly from altitude. Come on.
I like where you're headed with that.
Yeah. Where'd I go here? Why'd I go that way? I need to fly away from it. This is following the...
I keep seeing things that I think are animals, and they're just leaves.
Yes. Harold sits here and then he kind of bends over a little bit and then pounces on the stylus and then thinks about it and then realizes it's a leaf.
The wonderful autumn leaves all over the seafloor. Yeah, with so much organic matter like this, you would almost think there'd be more things sort of crawling around, chewing on them, but I guess it's just, you know, a hard to digest form of carbon, you know, cellulose. Makes you wonder where it all goes.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, we've seen some that are still kind of green, so it's not like we're just looking at the, you know, long leftover cellulose. We've still got, you know, basically manatee food down here.
Yeah, it must come in these pulses. Maybe when we get, you know, a storm or something.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Blows it all into the trench. This looks, that's a leaf again. See, God.
Trickster.
Yep.
What?
See, I thought that was a sea cucumber, but
Yeah.
no.
Just the leaf.
Yeah. Makes you want to just rake them into a pile and jump in. It reminds me of, there was a couple of the dives that Okeanos did last year in Alaska where they were able to go up into the fjords because the water is so cold that they could go shallow enough where they didn't have to worry about it overheating. And the bottom of the fjord
Go
is
ahead and add
just
another 50.
completely carpeted in plant matter. Just a humongous input of terrigenous.
Yeah, that was
organic
so
matter.
weird for me to like look on vessel traffic and see Okeanos with the ROV on the water, way up in a fjord, surrounded by land. It was different.
What's that dark thing against the rock?
Yeah, can we look here, please?
Go ahead and zoom in there.
Okay, zooming.
Laser zoom for me. or half zoom, however you want to call it.
Looks like a plastic bag.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you called it.
Yep.
Plastic bag? Or
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Let me go in a little bit more.
Huh.
I mean, there's leaves and a front thing looks like maybe a piece of wood. It's like a hodgepodge of stuff.
Yeah, but there's some squared edges that feel a little
Yeah, plasticky.
plasticky.
Yeah.
Right, I think we're good.
Moving on.
There's also a beaten up gastropod shell in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, in addition to accumulating detritus from the surface, trenches do tend to accumulate human garbage.
So for those of you just joining us, we're exploring up, we're at 2,971 meters, and exploring up the western slope of the Palau Trench, just about 5 miles offshore from the main group of Palauan islands.
The other side looks quite defined. Really stark line in the sonar there on your behind us.
Oh,
That's a fish.
There's a fish.
There's a fish.
I
Pushing
wonder
a
if
bit for us, Albert.
this is a similar fish to the one we collected, the Bassazetus. Looks like an ophidiid.
It's definitely an ophidiid. And yes, no, it has a more angular snout.
Yep.
I'm not sure that's Bassazetus.
Oh yeah, that's different.
That's a different guy.
Do we want to try and
If there's any possibility of
suction this
trying
one?
to slurp this guy up, that would be really helpful.
He's swimming upside down.
This
Yeah.
is not the
Yeah.
same guy we caught earlier.
No, not happening.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh well.
He's headed down current, which is behind us.
Well, we got a decent look. So
What's our layback now, Chris?
About 95 meters.
Yeah. So if I get tail to tail, it's over. Then we got to go tail to tail all the way to the swing in, likely, because Atlanta will keep moving and just dragging Herc through the water column like we were when we were transiting.
A little shrimp.
It's really painful. Don't want to go there. You're serious about that, Jeff? We need to get a funnel that we can kind of like attach to the Slurp subsea.
Huh? Let's print one up.
Yeah, we could probably borrow one from the Cali or from Science. A clear one would be ideal.
You don't have clear filament, Dan?
No. But we print up an interface that just kind of presses together,
No.
where the suction helps hold it in, and then
Sounds like a good job for a resident mechanical engineer.
we'd have to
Magic.
Yeah, right.
come up with a way to...
I mean, that's what I would do at USF, just come up with random ideas
Here's
and be
another
like, dude,
fish.
make this.
have to come up with a way to stow it on the port, so you just grab the slurp, stab the funnel, pull it out, and you got a funnel. Then you turn the slurp on, and then you have a big target to chase this around.
I mean, we still got to give the net a try.
Yeah.
Let's not forget.
But, that's how we rolled it in Bari. We had this clear funnel on the end of the suction. Good for chasing.
Bridge nav. Let's do another 5-0.
Okay, I really want to see that other wall.
Can probably get over there.
Yeah, I can. How do you guys feel about a run across the flat here while we're...
I think we're game.
Yeah, sounds good. Get some substrate variation.
Why do we see the white rocks and the black rocks?
So the white rocks are carbonate, and the black rocks are, well, they may have some ferromanganese crust on them. They might also be volcanic. And the carbonate rocks, if I'm not mistaken, are going to be derived from higher up at shallower depths, because they couldn't be forming down here. So that's essentially remnants of the reef. Ooh, this is a cool wall.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Good call.
Sonar target investigation.
That's a fish. Little tiny fish.
Net-sized fish?
Maybe. I don't even see it yet. Where
Yeah,
is this
there it
thing,
is,
Ryan?
right there. Probably another ophidiid, maybe.
Oh, I got it now. This is the same as the last one.
Yep.
And he's kamikaze.
Herc did too.
Oh, there he went.
Oh, this is a big shrimp.
Where's that?
Or a leaf.
At the bottom?
I don't know. I thought it was a shrimp.
I didn't see it, sorry, I was looking at the sonars.
Steve Oskevich is saying that there's no video shoreside.
Yep, it's,
Or
We're aware.
is it working fine?
no, it's been like an hour, audio and video.
Our top scientists and engineers are on it, Steve. We've been,
Huh.
need to put another quarter in the Starlink machine.
Yeah.
Well, can watch the reruns later. Oh,
Hey,
there's
there's
a coral.
Let's go look at
Hooray,
the coral.
a coral.
So excited about this little tiny coral.
first one, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
First one I've seen at least.
overhanging
Yeah,
wall.
I thought I saw maybe one earlier, but I didn't get a good look.
I think it was a stick.
I mean, odds are, yes.
Push in a bit there for us, Amber.
Alrighty.
Cliff coming up here. See
Looks
which way
like
the wind's blowing.
black coral. Some kind of Athapathes, potentially. Oh, the polyps look interesting. Yeah, what's going on with the polyps?
That's Max in there.
Right.
Okay.
Light years, well, I'm light years away, but
Thank you. But yeah, first coral of the dive.
couldn't get any closer to that cliff. I have to fly through my own dust cloud here now.
Bridge nav, another 50.
Percentage too.
Yeah, that's a big one.
See where I came around to the left there and made a giant mess of things. Okay, I'm gonna come out here in the flat a little and get back up to the northwest of you a bit. Good current ripping down this canyon. Good. That's a perfect distance from the wall, Chris. If you can.
Yeah, so far the wall's been nice and straight, so it's kind of easy.
Yeah. Have we identified the leaf yet? Keep seeing that same kind of leaf.
Yeah, what kind of plant is that? Do either of you know? Does that look familiar?
The shape looks like it could be some kind of mangrove, but I don't know which one.
Ooh, trash. I mean, oh.
Can we zoom on that actually, just to see what it is?
Go ahead, Amber.
Aluminum
It's a
can.
vegetable can,
Yeah.
V8.
The V8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a lead.
So many companies are getting free advertising on this cruise.
I don't know if
Pepsi,
it's
V8.
the advertiser they want.
Definitely not.
A couple more sea cucumbers hiding in the rocks around there.
You got another coral with a crinoid on it.
Oh, that's a big
Or
anemone.
is that a Venus flytrap
Oh,
on the side
that
of a
could be,
on
yeah.
the side of a crinoid?
Wow,
Yeah,
that's cool.
okay.
Push in there a bit for us.
Yeah.
Ready?
So, stalked crinoid with a we call a
Like a
Venus
half swim
flytrap
there.
anemone.
Finish.
Climbed up on it.
Perfect there.
That's very cool.
And more trash down to the left.
Yeah.
That's my thrusters.
Can we look
there.
at that? It might just be a rock, but I'm not sure.
Push back in halfway for me, please.
Okay.
There.
I think I see another crinoid on a rock. Right there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you can zoom in some more.
Yeah, they're urchins.
How do you see that
There's
stuff?
one. There's
Oh,
one.
there's
There's
quite a
3,
few.
4, 5.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
bunch.
Sorry, what is it?
There are some sea urchins.
Oh.
Let's see if I got a little bit more.
Come down 5 for me. Down
That's all I
5,
got.
We might want to collect these.
Jaden,
Or
come down
collect
5,
one of
please.
these.
Slurp sampler.
Slurp sampler.
Come on, Herc.
Come a little bit wider for you to get positioned.
Roger. Push the porch out for us.
Roger.
All the way.
That is all the way.
Roger. Okay, and you can get the camera on jar 1 and get this.
While we're set
second
up and right here, let's see if we can get the crinoid too.
Roger. We're going to run out of time here, so. Can you rotate the jar, please?
Yep.
It's going okay. Turn it on. Which one are we after? This guy here?
In any of the urchins, yeah, the one right in front of you is fine, or in the crinoid.
Nice.
3 urchins and the crinoid.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
I'll let it spin for a minute. Okay, contract the porch. We'll leave the suction on for a minute.
What sample number was that?
Sample 34.
Did you get the crinoid? I didn't see it come in the jar.
Saw it float down once.
Okay.
Turn the suction back on to see if that.
You want me to rotate back to the jar?
Nope. Yeah, sorry.
Roger.
Well, you can turn it. You can. Either way. If it's still in the hose, sorry, I thought you were on the same jar. If it's still in the hose, it would just come into the next jar. I wasn't watching whether it went in or not. You can come back up too. So I'm going to keep you busy now.
Do you want suction off?
Sure.
How far up am I coming?
Come right up. You come up kind of rapidly.
Yep, there it is.
Bridge nav, another 50.
Suction is off, right?
Yes.
Roger. Okay, we're back even with Atalanta. It's sampling on the fly. If you want, you can turn the suction on for a minute and blow that jar out.
You said turn it on?
Yeah, turn it on and clear that jar out. So while we're up here in the water column, I'm up like 4 meters here. That's good, thanks. Fly off the edge of the world there, Chris. You pan the nav screen for me? Thank you. Okay, we're back in the box, as it were.
Another holothurian there.
Looks like another sponge rock there. Some strange lines on it.
Yes,
Just
some of these carbonate rocks almost just look like coral heads.
just the way they erode softer stuff.
Yeah, you tumbled around a bit, maybe. Oh,
Yeah, see him.
fish.
You're gonna swim into the big camera for us,
Yep. And
maybe.
it's gone, I think.
Yeah, I reckon.
Another little ophidiid.
You have to keep coming up, Jade. Please.
Roger.
There's a shrimp.
We're getting a little close there, Chris.
Yeah, I'm going to
I don't know.
take a move off. I don't know how quickly we're going to actually see that move, but
No, but it's time to...
bridge
Can we have
nav,
do a bit of a
25
left
meters, 260.
Am I pulling you now? Yeah. At the end of my leash.
Yeah.
That's where I want to be. Perfect. What do you see there? I see a leaf.
I think
There's a pretty spiky sea cucumber right there.
Oh,
Yep, I saw a leaf. Never mind.
is it a sponge? too?
Leaves, they keep getting us.
It's a sponge rock.
Look at that
Sponge
spiky
rock.
guy, though, that pink
Yeah.
one.
Those are long
Yeah.
spikes on the sea cucumber. Anyway.
Very
If we
good.
can zoom in on that guy, I wonder if it might be the same one with the
I can zoom in
we
on
saw
that.
on the last
Are
dive.
you
Got
ready?
the side spikes.
Zooming.
Yeah.
Very cool.
This looks like a Nerafanta. Yeah, it's not like the one we saw the other day. This is a Nerafanta.
Nerafanta.
Uh-huh. Oh, and yeah. Cool.
All right, science is happy.
On we go.
Is that a shrimp?
Shrimp or shrimp leaf.
Those darn shrimp leaves.
It looks
That
shrimpy.
does look like
Push in a
shrimp.
bit, yeah, before it flies
Yeah.
away. Swims away.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
different.
Yeah, that is different.
Oh,
We would like to collect that.
the texture.
That almost
You're
looks
funny.
like a hybrid of a shrimp and a lobster.
Yeah, kind of
Yes,
does.
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah, it really does.
Wow.
It's big too.
Yeah, he's a good 4 inches long.
Push the porch out, see what happens. Maybe it flies away.
Roger.
I don't know. Our fish net for the first attempt at the fish net might be a shrimp. Look how long its antenna is.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's
Porch
And
is
that
out.
antenna is
Not
20
like any
centimeters
shrimp.
plus.
Right
that
there.
I recognize.
Come on, Herc, find a spot. I just
And is that
buried
like
it
the
in
top
mud.
is translucent? Or is that like...
Yeah.
Kind of looking, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's-
the
we're-
top of the shell there.
Since it is likely going to escape if you're trying to collect it, let's try and get a really tight zoom and get some good looks at it before we disturb it.
Okay. You let me know when you're ready, Dan.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
got a
you can go.
rostrum,
Okay,
Go
go
tight.
ahead.
and it's got those, what are they called, antennal scales?
Look at the spikes on the top of his
Whoa.
shell.
This is different.
Wow.
This is really cool.
All right, max zoom there.
very
Roger.
cool.
I can't see any pinchers on its front legs. I can only see like 2 legs on each side.
Do you want me to try backing up, Dan?
No,
The
that'll be
semi-transparent
futile.
carapace too.
Yeah, you can see straight into its brain.
All right, Dan, what do you think's the best way to try and collect it? You gonna try and slurp it?
Yeah, from behind. So they can sense the slurp coming towards them, so
Yeah, you'll kind of have to just turn it on full blast, huh?
Get
yeah.
as close as you can, and then
Okay,
Holding my breath.
go ahead.
This is like that game Operation.
Turning
You
it on?
can't hit
Oh,
the
man.
walls.
Yep,
You
hit the
can't hit
antenna.
the antenna.
yeah.
Watch the antenna.
Go just, oh, it's, is it on?
Yep, full blast.
Roger.
Oh, come on.
Oh, the jump. Oh, you got it.
Oh,
Oh, it's stuck.
oh, oh no! What do we do now?
Oh,
What happens now?
Do we grab the net with the other arm?
No, try.
Can you zoom on that side view right
Stand
there?
by.
Never mind. Never mind.
Shake it a little.
We got it.
You want
If it
to try and dump it?
fits.
You want to try and dump it in a bio box?
I don't know what's going to happen,
And did
Dan.
you
For the
wiggle it?
record, I'm impressed that you just got it in there.
Suction's still on, right?
Yep.
Did he go?
Yep.
He went in.
Oh, he's still in there.
But let's see how. Oh, he's still in the tube.
It's in the tube. Okay, I can leave the suction on for a minute. I gotta make some tracks here.
Alright.
So
I'm gonna
we
put
All right. I don't think he's getting out of the tube.
Yeah, we might be pulling the tube apart on board the boat.
Wow, that's an interesting collection.
So what was the sample number?
Sample 35.
35.
I'm gonna log it.
Oh,
Poor dude.
Bridge nav 50305.
There he is.
Oh,
He's in the jar.
Okay, now you can turn the
Oh,
suction
excellent.
off and
Awesome.
rotate.
Is he fully in?
Rotating.
Yep, fully in, all the way in the jar. Looks relatively undamaged too.
That's great.
nicely done.
I was just as amazed as you were that it went in, especially after we got the whatever in front of it to clog it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leaf almost
Yeah, I thought the
foiled
leaf
us.
was.
Man, these leaves are causing
Oh
all
my
kinds
gosh,
of
I'm
problems.
going the wrong way.
Oh, geez.
Didn't turn on auto heading. So we're gonna go look at the other wall now.
I can't
come
wait
down
to get
5
that out of the
meters for
slurp
me.
jar.
Come down. Alright.
Yeah,
It's going to
down
be
5.
so cool.
I got a little catching up to do here. I flew off, thought I clicked in auto heading and did not. I just, or if I did, didn't check my heading before I did. I just started moving.
You can see Atalanta's light pool in your 360 or bubble cam or whatever you call that one.
Yeah. Okay, Jaden, you come back up, please.
Roger.
Yeah. Come right under you. Come right up to 20 meters now. That should do it for now. In theory, we won't get in trouble because Atlanta's moving the whole time and that other's streaming out behind us, in theory. As long as we keep the delta high when I come under it. Where are you going, Herc? Not that way.
Who's driving this thing?
That was a mind of its own at times. Pretty docile shrimp. Whatever he is. I think he's got all that armor. He thinks he's all that.
Jeff, do you think that was an aristeid of some kind?
No, I think it's probably a crangonid.
Crangonid?
Yeah. These are pretty heavy-bodied benthic shrimps.
Okay, back in the comfort zone at least. You can pull the porch in for me, please.
I'm going to do a DVL reset. You okay?
Yep.
Oh,
What was that white fish?
that was like that was not one we've seen recently. But I think it got away.
Yeah.
Almost looked like a halosaur.
Porch is in. Do you want me to maintain 20 delta?
Yes, please.
Roger.
There-
What are those different colors?
Interesting. Set
Yeah,
of
what's all the
patches.
dark stuff there? Is that just detritus again? Is it just...
Yeah, it looks like it. We've got this gutter of leaves.
Sponge there. You can push in there for us, Amber.
Yeah, is that a live sponge?
I don't think it's live, no. It's the
Looks like a loofah.
Oh, there's a gastropod,
where?
top right.
See her.
I see an urchin. But I
Move
don't
the
see
camera up
gastropod.
just a bit. Just above the sponge. Right
Oh,
there.
yeah,
Yep,
little
there
tiny
it goes.
snail.
Yep.
Surprised we haven't seen more for as much leaf litter and stuff as there is down here.
These tubes are interesting. These
Yeah, not sure what those are.
these tubes. Yeah, I don't
Oh.
know.
Those are probably, that's sponge skeleton, I think.
Yeah, and then there's
sponge skeleton. Oops, sorry,
yeah,
didn't
and
mean
there's
to hit
these darker,
that. Yeah, I don't know what the dark tubes are.
either more dead sponges or branches.
Dark tubes look like pieces of stick.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
kind of hollow. Is that a polychaete there too?
Maybe. What's this?
I don't know.
Yeah, what's this gray bubble?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Is that shallow water bubble algae that's just been washed down here?
Sorry.
Very, very weird.
Still hot.
That's max zoom there.
No idea what that is. I feel like we're dumpster diving. No pun intended. The deepest dumpster dive.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Bridge nav, another 5-0.
What is this blue thing? Is that trash?
Looks like
Probably,
a
Yeah,
can.
it looks
Yeah,
like
that's
more Pepsi.
A leaf.
They're gonna sue us if we keep bringing up Pepsi.
Can we pan left? I might be seeing things in the shadows, but no, just a rock. Never mind.
Son of the fish.
Weren't fast enough.
A lot of tiny, tiny fish.
Yeah, it was super tiny. It looked like a tadpole. So Jeff, the other day you were saying we're right about the depth limit of elasmobranchs, right? Right around 3,000 meters?
Yeah, there's just a couple of species that live deeper than that, but yep.
And why is there a depth limit?
It is a matter of much debate. So some people suggest that sharks are really big and they require thus lots of energy to live. And as you get deeper and farther away from the surface ocean, which is the supply of food, it's harder and harder for those animals to make a living, and so they drop out. But the thing is, when you look at deep water sharks, a lot of them actually are pretty small, like little lantern sharks. They're only 1.5 feet long. They're about the same size as bony fishes, and they live all the way down to 7,000, 8,000 meters. So I've not really thought that made sense for a lot of sharks. There are small species of sharks too. So the other idea is that one of the pressure adaptations in many animals is to accumulate these little molecules in their cells called piezolites. And
Zoom in
piezolites
a bit
are pressure
more, Sandra.
stabilizers.
Okay, zooming.
The little red thing there.
Ah, another
Got a
shrimpy.
cool shrimp here. That looks like nematocarcinus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Our long-legged friend.
All right, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
So most animals have higher and higher concentrations of these pressure stabilizers as you get deeper because there's more and more pressure. But the trick with sharks and rays is that even in very shallow water, they have these stabilizers, and they're using them not to protect themselves against pressure, but sharks and rays accumulate urea in their tissues as a waste byproduct. It's just sort of a part of their physiology. It has to do with osmoregulation, but they already have this perturbant in their cells, even in shallow water, and so they use these piezolites to protect their proteins from that. So if they have to face the double whammy of all of these waste products in their cells and pressure, maybe they just can't get as deep because they can't accumulate as much of these pressure stabilizers as other animals do.
So what are the deepest elasmobranchs then? Is it skates
There
or
is,
sharks?
yeah, there's a skate that goes down to just short of 4,000 meters, gets to about 3,900 meters, and there's only one record of that. So, you know, it could be pretty rare. One or two records of that. But you get deeper than 2,000 meters, and most sharks and rays are gone. You get to 3,000 meters, only a couple of skates and a couple of ghost sharks are left.
And I don't think we've seen any elasmobranchs yet
No.
this cruise,
No.
apart from the egg. No adults.
Some big fish
Big fish.
at around 2,000 meters. That cusk eel we saw on yesterday's dive, Lamprogrammus, that was 70, 80 centimeters long. But no sharks or skates yet. I think that's one of the reasons why it's important to use multiple sampling techniques to explore an area.
nav, another 50.
Because when we were deploying baited cameras in March with the Pristine Seas program, we saw quite a lot of sharks and ghost sharks as well. Sleeper sharks, six-gill sharks, cook sharks, many different varieties down to 2,000 meters.
I believe it was only one deployment where we saw the skate, but it would be really interesting to see another skate and get a different view of it, lend us a clue to who laid the mystery egg.
Yeah, we saw the one skate, and then we also saw a ray, Plesiobatis, right? And then we also saw hexatrigon, which is another ray, I think.
Yep. Six-gilled stingray.
I have a question about the rocks. There's like white rocks and black ones. Are they different types of rocks compared to the other sites? Or it was mostly basalt rock, am I correct?
I'm guessing a lot of the rocks don't come from here. I'm guessing a lot of them fell downhill.
Oh.
And so I think the dark ones either have been here longer and they have a manganese crust on them, or they're actually volcanic, they're basalt. And I think the white ones are big chunks of reef.
Huh.
And so they're white because they're made out of carbonate, they're made out of coral skeleton.
Oh, okay.
And they come from shallower, they probably broke off from the
shell.
reef. Way up
Way
shallow,
too deep.
500, 1,000 meters maybe,
Wishful
and fell
thinking.
downhill.
That is
It
an
is cool,
interesting
though.
rock, though.
But I mean, that actually looks like a coral head.
Yeah,
Yeah, it really does.
that's crazy. Made it all the way down here. Oh, there's a stalked crinoid. That is just a green leaf.
Zoom in on that leaf, family. Haven't got a leaf close up yet.
Yeah, a leaf close up. Yeah, maybe we can ID some of these leaves. Back to the deep sea botany again. Wow, it's just green.
I never thought I would see a green leaf at
Wow.
2,845 meters. Or 2,866, correction.
See if I can get my scaling lasers in. There we go.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, if you just took that picture and didn't tell me where it came from, I would say it's, you know, a foot
Near
deep
shore.
in a mangrove or something.
Yeah.
That is star.
Yeah. What was...
Oh, that looked like possibly a coral.
What?
Back
No,
a
I
bit.
think it's a
Oh yeah, sea
sea
star.
star.
I don't think we've seen.
Push in there a bit.
It's got 6 arms.
Going in.
Sorry for the dust. I'm kind of brutal there. Turn it
No,
left.
no worries. Yeah, 6-armed sea star.
Fortunately, we have our nose into the current. So.
I think that's probably good, thanks.
Okay, moving on.
Bridge nav, go ahead and add another 50.
It's like somebody's been plowing. like to cover the front of the ROV in debris right before watch change. Just bury it. Not really, but it seems to. It's bad karma to do that.
And then we have this giant slab of carbonate just sitting out here.
Is there anything on the top of it?
I don't see anything.
Elle and Ayla, how often do you have earthquakes here?
Not often.
Not
Not
often,
Yeah.
but
Very minimal.
yeah. But I felt one strong one recently. Not strong, but you could see stuff in my house moving.
Yeah, I mean, we are on a tectonic plate
Push in there.
boundary,
Okay, pushing.
exploring this upper slope of a trench.
So how many
These are-
earthquakes do you think you felt in the last several years?
All right, thanks, Dan.
Okay, go in, thanks.
Coming wide.
Like one? More than one?
Maybe like 2 in a year.
2 in a year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
pretty,
a lot.
That's pretty.
That's
no, that's pretty frequent.
Oh,
That's,
okay.
that's frequent compared. I think I felt 2 in my entire lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, in Japan, you feel one like every week or so. so
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's
That
all
is
it's
true.
all relative. That's a leap, I
That's a
think.
leaf. That's a leaf.
So what was that? Was that a sea cucumber we just saw?
Yep.
With long, like, antennas or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
not the same as the ones up shallow, huh?
Yeah, very different.
In the work your labs are doing with their trophic position, have you gotten any kind of sense of like niche partitioning, or why we're seeing so many different species in kind of similar terrain here?
Yeah, Lee has found that there are certain taxa, particularly like a Nerophonta. It's not the same Nerophonta that we saw in this dive, but a similar species. It's a very fast-moving echinoderm, sea cucumber, and it has lots of fresh detritus in its GI tract, in its stomach, and has a different microbiome to some extent than a slower moving urchin and a couple of other sea cucumbers.
Right.
So there's definitely
Something blue
specialists.
down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be a trash again or something.
Just a quick check.
Oh, that looks really blue.
That's
Yeah,
really
that's,
I'm gonna have to back up and get a little western
yeah,
with
it
it here.
looks like trash.
Looks like a bottle.
Yep.
Okay, zoom in there, Em.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, let's with a handle.
Yeah, it's
oh yeah,
What
bottle.
I
is
see.
it?
It's the top of a soda bottle. It's the
Yeah.
see
Still
the
got
clear
the handle
plastic to
on
the
it.
left, and that's just the cap.
Oh, I see it now.
There's
Okay.
a red. Is that a leaf?
Oh, I see the rest of the bottle now.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
So do we think these huge chunks of carbonate rock are sort of shaken loose from the reef by seismic activity, and that's how they get down here?
That would more or less be my hypothesis. Yep.
Yep.
Dan, after this move, do you want me to let some of the swing out for the watch change, or are we just going to keep it up?
we'll have to do a on the fly handover.
All right, I'll keep it going.
Yeah, Raj. It would take half an hour to swing that out, I think.
Yeah.
And then a half hour to get going again, so. Unless the scientists want to have a static, I think they want to keep going.
Yeah.
Sorry, was that a question to us, Dan? I didn't. I
If
just
I'm
heard
reading the room
scientist.
right. Yeah, we were we're gonna do an on the fly watch change.
Yeah, that would work for us. We're all for keeping a little momentum up and not having to start the move over.
It would take half an hour at least to stop, and then another half an hour to get going. And
Can we go look at fish?
Roger. Efficient.
Yep, there's a fish.
Pushing a
Dan,
bit there
since you're
for
so
us.
adept with that slurp sampler, do you want to give that a try?
Yeah, he would. I think he would get stuck in the slurp sampler.
Is he too big?
I think so. I
Yeah.
don't know.
He might go in the diameter of the slurp, but I don't know if it'll make the bend into the jar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a cutthroat eel, and it looks very similar to the last one. Probably Iliophus.
He'd swim into that net though.
You want to try?
Do
we have enough time?
I don't know. I don't think.
I mean, I'm game if you're game, man, but
I don't. I could.
I think we would lose all of the swing momentum if we did that, and it'd be a struggle.
See how
Bridge,
quick I
bridge,
can
nav
get
another
that
50.
out. Push the porch out for me.
Huh. He's got reverse.
Porch.
Chris, it's so
Yeah.
hard to trap these guys in like crab pots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
porch out.
if you make the opening if you make the trap too small, they can go all the way in, but they keep their tail on the outside of the trap,
Yeah.
and then they just reverse right out of it.
That's
So you
cool.
have to, if you try to, you want to use a crab pot or something to catch these guys, it's got to be massive because they have to go all the way in, so they can't find their way back out again.
You trying the net down?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass. You can retract it. What we should do if we're gonna do that is we should have the net in the strategically held in the left manipulator, so we can just reach over there, grab it, and go for it. Or have the net in the, ideally we would commit and have the net in the 7 function. But I think by the time I got it off the porch and got it unwrapped, because it's all wrapped up,
Right. Can we, so that arm can be locked with the jaws on the handle?
correct, yeah.
Okay. I'm all for doing that.
That way we can, and then if we're specifically looking for that, I can, be out at the end of my tether here and give us the most time. I've often wished for a tether out functionality on this vehicle, but no one takes me serious. You could put a spool in Atalanta. Totally doable. We even noodled around about having a catch on the bottom, so you fly the vehicle in and catch it, cover it as a 2-body.
There's
You
another
played with
fish.
that Orion at all?
A little bit during pre-dives.
I might, I'm gonna, as we say in the trades, milk it to watch change. Since we're so close here, Jeff,
Okay. Yeah, that's
and
fine.
I'm gonna let Gabby
Yeah.
make that call if she wants to By the time I got the net out, there are going to be people walking in here. We'll be in the middle of playing with that shift change. Moving boat, it might be. Give her time to process that, and she might have a different technique there that she wants to go for.
I think you might be pulling me along again.
I am, yeah. I'm trying to get as much leash as I can for smelling the flowers. She might prefer to grab it off the porch there, so, which is totally doable. If we would have seen that guy and I would have been out here at the end of my tether, I probably would have gone for it, but I was like right even with Atalanta there.
There's another microscopic fish. And, oh, yeah, there's another ophidiid. Seemed like 3 or 4 in the last couple minutes.
Howdy.
Good morning, Gabby. Speaking of watch change, that's Dan signing off. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Dan and Jaden.
Bridge, another 50. Say again? Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
forgot to give you the thumb drive. Yes, it's 400 megabytes. Do you? I'm sorry, I totally forgot about it. Okay. Okay. Pretty uniform slope.
Max. Ooh, different habitat now. Sand.
There's a shrimp.
All right. All right, good evening, team. How's everyone feeling tonight?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Excellent, awesome.
Excited to see some fish.
Oh, I was about to say the same thing.
100%.
Hopefully this time, during this dive, we'll see some fish.
I've already been in here for
Yeah.
like 2 hours.
What? Did you see any fish?
Lots.
Lot?
Yeah,
Okay.
more cutthroat eels and more cusk eels, and
Okay, that's good.
it's been great.
For me. What does it look like up ahead of us? I know you said it's like this for a while. Does it ever change?
So
Okay.
we've been kind of following along this edge of this kind of wall kind of feature. Occasionally it's just like broken boulders and chunks, and just kind of staying on the edge of that kind of rocky habitat and the sandy stuff.
Okay, so you're happy with that? We should keep kind of moving along this?
Yeah, sure. There have been a lot of these really little fish as well, and we would love to try to get some of them. Dan had an idea of putting the fish net in the port manipulator or starboard manipulator and just kind of keeping it there, because there's not a lot of time. There's a lot of pendulum effect, I guess, at this depth.
Right. What about, did he suction any of them?
What is that?
Say that again, Gabby, sorry.
Did he suction any of them?
No, we got a great shrimp. It was awesome. Oh,
Oh,
look at
jelly.
that jelly.
Oh, it's jellyfish?
So Gabby, it's like
Ooh.
pretty
Oh, that's
consistent
gorgeous.
slope for the next 1,500 meters of distance.
Okay.
So it's just like the contour lines are very consistent. Just until we get to
Okay.
up there.
How long it took them a long time to build up this layback.
I think they started, the last watch started at the last waypoint, which was here. So what's that been? That was about 400 meters of traversing.
Okay. Yeah, okay, we'll suck up some of this layback just because it gets in the way of our ability to deal with unexpected things.
Yep,
And then keep moving and...
sounds good.
Okay, and you're thinking, Jeff, that you want to keep the fish... We can either keep the net or the suction sampler in the starboard minute,
That's...
depending on which one you think you're going to get more use out of.
Yeah, I mean, that's up to you. There have been a lot of smaller fishes, and maybe the slurp gun is best for those. Why don't we just drive for a while, and you'll get an idea of what we've been seeing, and then
Yeah.
we can decide from there.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I have a question about what you said earlier. What is the pendulum effect?
Maybe Gabby is the best person to try to explain that.
Gabby?
Yeah, so we've got the ship moving through the water, and we're towing these vehicles behind it. And as we tow them, they sort of stretch out behind the ship because of the drag of the vehicles through the water.
Oh, okay.
So they stretch out and out, and so they're quite a ways behind the ship. In this case, almost 400 meters behind the ship. And then, so if we stop the ship, then the vehicles stop streaming out behind the ship and they start to swing in towards the ship. And that's the pendulum effect. So the vehicles keep moving after the ship is stopped. So if we actually want to take a sample, we have to be quite quick about it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so just in general, like all the moves that we do on the surface are going to take longer to translate down the cable to the vehicles. Like, so any move that we make is delayed compared to shallower depths.
Little sea cucumber.
Yeah. This one too?
Oh yeah, we haven't seen that before.
It's dark.
What are you looking at?
That black
The black
possible
Okay.
sea
Now,
cucumber?
It,
Or, I don't
we
know.
have been tricked many, many times already on this dive by leaves and sticks, and there's a lot of stuff from the forest and from the shallow
Go for
reef.
zoom.
I saw there was a seagrass at the beginning.
Yeah,
no? That's
tons.
crazy.
There's tons of it. There's some of it right here.
Oh yeah.
So as we zoom in, you'll see that much of all this dark stuff
Yeah,
is
yeah.
just debris from the seagrass beds.
I mean, it makes sense. The north of Palau has a lot of seagrass up there.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Oh,
go wide.
yeah, that
Yep,
it's
it's
not.
a piece of wood.
I know you've been here for the last 2 hours from the previous
Oh,
watch.
nice. That
Like for the
layback
habitat, has
actually
it
came out
changed
faster
or
than I
was it
thought
the
it would.
same?
It's been pretty much the same. We've
What's
only come up a couple
we down
hundred
to about
meters,
100
in,
meters
in
there?
depth,
Let me see.
and it's a pretty constant slope here. It's a really different habitat than the past two dives.
Yeah.
The
64 meters.
This is basically the slope off of the eastern side of the main set of islands, and it just drops pretty quickly down into the bottom of the Palau Trench. And it's a really interesting habitat. You do get some of these rock outcrops like this, but because it's kind of steep, there's just a lot of sediment, and as you guys saw, seagrass and leaves and things like that that are all sort of cascading down the slope, falling into the trench. And it's kind of part of what makes these kinds of trench habitats really fascinating. In most places in the ocean, the deeper you go, the less life there is, less abundance of life. There can be a very high diversity, but less abundance. Because you're farther and farther away from surface waters where you have plants and algae and phytoplankton making food. But in the trenches, it's actually the opposite in certain places. We actually see more life the deeper you go, and that's because as you get deeper, there's more of all of this detritus accumulating because it's all been falling downhill, and it all concentrates in the bottom of the trench. So we're not in the bottom, we're far from the bottom, but we can kind of see what's happening as all this material is headed downhill because we see the stuff.
So detritus is like dead material?
Yeah, detritus is just dead things.
Dead
so in
things.
this case, lots of leaves and little sticks and seagrass, but it can also be marine snow, all those little white pieces of stuff that you see in the camera, and just really microscopic pieces of plankton from surface waters that are dead and just die and sink, stuff we can't even see.
There's something here.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
What are you looking at there?
There's some...
There's something on the rock
I'm not
there.
sure what's there.
Go for zoom?
Yeah, there
Yes,
is
please.
Where are we zooming?
here.
Right at the laser, the center of the screen.
Is there something?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely there is. Look at that. That's a crinoid.
Crinoids, yeah.
So we collected one of these just a little while back.
Okay, go wide.
A crinoid?
Going wide?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
We got a crinoid and sea urchins all in one slurp sample.
Oh, I see that here now.
There's a lot of shrimp swimming around.
Yeah.
I think we could probably get moving again.
Okay. You want to do like 30-meter moves for now?
Sure. Yeah, whatever you prefer. But we'll probably let that same, we'll probably go for a while, let that layback accumulate again, and then get rid of it again.
What speed do you want?
You said they were going 0.3 before?
Yeah.
Sure, let's do that.
At the beginning of the dive, someone from home was asking if you were a deep sea marine creature, which animal would you be? And I was in the lab, and everything I could thought was anything but a male anglerfish. Based on what you said last night.
that's not a great life, is it?
Yeah.
Bridge nav. Could we do a move 30 meters bearing 305 at 0.3 knots? Thank you.
Go for zoom.
Anemone or a cup coral, maybe?
Keep pushing in.
All right.
Anemone?
Is that what you were looking at there?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it looks like an anemone, yeah.
Okay, go wide.
Great, thanks.
Going
Thank
wide?
you.
been seeing a fair bit of trash as well, which has been sort of sad. Plastic bottles and cans and pieces of plastic. So right alongside all the leaves and the seagrass, other stuff falls downhill too.
Do you think we might see more trash as we move along?
I'm pretty sure we will.
Are we at the top of the mountain or not yet?
No, we'll just, this is the map over here, and we're just going to proceed kind of up. This is a ridge here, and that's a bit of a ridge there, and we're kind of coming up on the inside edge of that ridge, and we might get as far as here.
Okay. I'm just thinking about eDNA and when to
trip bottles.
Yeah.
One has been tripped already.
One, it's been triggered, yeah, at 3,000 meter.
Did you want a 2,500?
I'm thinking maybe, yeah, if we're still, yeah.
There's our depth right now. It's about 2780.
Yeah, I mean, we should get the 2,500, but if the top is a bit deeper than that, maybe we should get the top. You know, if it's like 2,600, then we'll
What is that brown?
Huh?
That is a leaf.
Is that a leaf? Oh,
that is no, I
thought it was.
Go for
They
zoom.
have been tricking us consistently.
Oh gosh.
It's kind of a cute leaf.
Yeah. We actually saw one that was still bright green.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
crazy. It was really fresh.
What's the scientific name of this?
I was actually trying to identify the tree because I'm sure I've seen it many times, but I don't know the name.